Good morning, YouTube. So with today's video, I am not looking forward to the editing to this video because this is going to be a very long video. If you make it through the entire thing, you are a ride or die kind of guy, and I thank you so very much. Before we get into it, leave me one of these because YouTube, I know, is just not going to do very well with this. The algorithms are just a bitch. So today, guys, I'm going to give you the best designer fragrance from different brands. Like, we're talking almost 50 fragrances. And to make this video a little bit shorter and a little bit more durable for you guys, just, you know, I get it. It's gonna be a long video. I'm gonna just talk about them briefly. If you want to see like actual reviews, like a lot more thorough, they will all be down in the description box below. Now with this video here, I have all bottles except for two. The first two, I wish I did, but I don't. The first one is gonna be Pas de Quartier Parfum, launched either in 2019 or in 2020. This one here has like booze, whether it's cognac or rum or even whiskey. It's got patchouli, amber, benzoin, sandalwood, and maybe a little bit more. This stuff here is super classy, so you could dress this with a suit and tie, a tuxedo, but at the same time there is a little bit of a bad boy edge to it, so you could dress it with a leather jacket and a black tee. Number two came out this year in 2023. I'm not a fan of the brand, but the fragrance itself is one of the best releases, and that's going to be Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male Elixir. So with it, you're going to get tobacco, mint, lavender, benzoin, vanilla, and more. This stuff is super sexy. For a guy who doesn't like JPG and says it's one of the best releases of this year, that says a lot. There's only two fragrances from this brand that I like. It's gonna be that one and the actual Parfum. The rest, not for me. So let's get into the bottles. Next one is gonna be Mercedes-Benz Select Night. This stuff is super sexy. It's classy, but definitely sexy. It has that Tom Ford Noir Extreme, and it's very similar. The only difference is that you can get this anywhere from like $30 to $70. It ranges in price. Like, it comes and goes on some of the discounters. This stuff was definitely hyped. So you're gonna get loads of woods, loads of cardamom, vanilla, lavender, and a little bit of orange blossom. Fantastic. Suit and tie, tuxedo, dress it like dressy casual. Great night out scent. Again, super sexy, yet classy. Next one was just added to this list, so I got no notes, no nothing, but that's gonna be Davidoff Hot Water, launched in 2009. So this stuff is warm, spicy, it's woody, so you're gonna get like paprika, woods, wormwood, benzoin, patchouli, and more. This is, I would say, the classiest one from Davidoff, minus Zeno. I do have to make a correction because I did not release that video yet. But this is more of a winter fragrance, including fall. This is like believe it or not, tuxedo and also black tie to a leather jacket and a black tee. Next one, this one was not on the list originally, but as I was getting stuff ready, I'm like, I forgot this brand as well. Zegna's Intenso, launched in 2007. This is pretty much Armani Code on a budget, and it's I would say it's a more of a powdery version of Armani Code. It smells very similar to it. You're gonna get like cedar, iris, there's like tonka bean, I feel like there's lavender to it, and of course wood. So just pretty much just Armani Code on a budget with a little bit of just a little bit of a powdery touch. Next one was actually launched in 2012, and that's gonna be Yop Homme Wild. This stuff is actually like one of the best from the brand itself, in my opinion. This is better than the original Yop. Believe it or not, you know, believe it or not. But this stuff has like rum or like some sort of booze. It's got like pink pepper, tobacco leaf or tobacco flower, but also some woods. It has a bit of a mysterious, fun vibe, but it's like a little bit bad boy, and it's sexy. Sexy without question. Next one, unfortunately, has been discontinued, but you can still get it here and there. And if you get it here and there, it's gonna cost a little bit more money, but that's gonna be Roberto Cavalli Uomo Deep Desire, launched in 2019. This is a warm, spicy sort of scent with like cinnamon, nutmeg, saffron. It's got some tobacco, some cedar, and more. Classy but bad boy at the same time. So there seems to be a bit of a pattern here, right? So you're gonna have a lot of classy fragrances with a lot of like bad boy as well. So, but this stuff here, I would say, is the best from the entire brand. Unfortunately, with Roberto Cavalli, they discontinue all their shit. Next one was launched in 2015 and was hyped by Jeremy Fragrance himself, and that's going to be Carolina Herrera CH Men Privé. This stuff is gorgeous. It's fantastic. One of the best from the entire brand, in my opinion. This is like a boozy leather. So there's like whiskey, there's leather, there's cardamom, benzoin, and wood. So you are gonna get that ambery touch, that boozy leather, the warm spices, and definitely the woods. Fantastic, super sexy with a little bit of classiness to it. This is actually I would say it was more bad boy than classy, but you can wear this with a suit and tie. Next one was actually launched in 2021, and it is a cheapie from the brand of Jaguar, and that's going to be for Men Privé. Now this is pretty much just a very woody scent with warm spices, with a little bit of a musky undertone to it. There is amber, there's benzoin, there's going to be some sort of cypress or cedar. There's definitely some cardamom, some cinnamon, or a little bit of nutmeg with some pepper. Fantastic. This I would say is a little bit more mature. This is definitely bad boy, but I also would say that this is very gentlemanly as well. So suit and tie, great signature scent for just a modern day guy or just the everyday man who doesn't want to spend a lot of money. Next brand, fashion wise, woof. Like I'm talking like their summer stuff is like super colorful. Even like some of their like autumn wear, definitely not for me. But a lot of their fragrances, and they only have 3, 2 of them are fantastic. Robert Graham, Valor, Coffee, Clary Sage, and Amber. If you like a good coffee note, this is one that you're most certainly gonna like. This is for like your cosmopolitan kind of guy, your metrosexual. Like the term is played out, I would say modern day gentleman, someone who likes to dress up, whether it's Robert Graham fashion or just like who knows how to dress. All right, this is fantastic. Next one is going to be Versace Porum Oud Noir. So leatherwood, it's got oud, it's got warm spices, so like saffron, some pepper, a little bit of citrus in the top. This is classy for sure, but it's definitely, I would say, leans a little bit more towards the bad boy side. Has that edge, so if you like oud fragrances that are not like traditional Arabic, like, you know, like more of the mainstream Western type of oud, this is something that you're definitely gonna like. Smoky, woody, oudy, warm, spicy, with a leather sort of feel, and that's gonna be from the Leatherwood. Next one, this one just never caught any love, but it's actually not bad. Vince Camuto's Vertu. So with this one here, it's very much just a woody, spicy sort of scent. So there's vetiver, sandalwood, birch, pepper, cardamom with leather. Fantastic. This is both bad boy and classy. And what I'm gonna start doing, because I'm just repeating myself, if I don't state whether it's bad boy or gentlemanly, it means it's both. If it leans one way or more than the other, I'm gonna state. All right, so I'm gonna do it for myself, but also you guys. Next one, super classy, that can be a little unisex, and that's gonna be from the brand of Alfred Dunhill, their luxury line, but this stuff here is actually quite affordable. Alfred Dunhill Indian Sandalwood. This has a lot of sandalwood, so if you're looking for a good sandalwood fragrance, this is something that you might wanna look into. So a lot of sandalwood, you're gonna get some orris that does add that powdery touch. There is patchouli, a little bit of moss, and also carrot. I don't know if I get that veggie quality. I just get a lot of sandalwood with a powdery orris. This definitely does lean a little bit more towards the gentleman side, but ladies, you could rock this as well. Next one, Victor & Rolf's Spice Bomb, the original. We have to go with the original. They have a lot of great like flankers, but you can't go wrong with the OG itself. What you're gonna get some tobacco, some leather, and a whole lot of spices. Paprika, cinnamon, saffron, and so on. So if you like spicy scents, this is one that you definitely gotta try. Next one, fantastic, 2015 release. This is the flanker to a very popular scent that came out in 2008, and that's gonna be Dolce & Gabbana, the One Parfum, or like Eau de Parfum. This stuff here, oh my God. This is ambery, it's warm spicy, it's woody, and there's gonna be that tobacco. So some of the spices are gonna be like cardamom, coriander, there's cedar, of course the amber, and that tobacco. Fantastic, sexy, but classy. Next one from the brand of Burberry. This one just does not get a lot of mention, and it's always outshined by London itself. Burberry London is a fantastic fragrance. 2006 release. but we're gonna have to go with something a little bit more modern and something a little bit newer, and that's gonna be Hero EDT. This was actually launched in 2021. There's 3 different types of cedar. There's black pepper and there's juniper berries. This is mature, and I'm just gonna repeat myself even though I stated that I wasn't. Bad boy and gentlemanly. Next one came out in 2020, and unfortunately this is discontinued, and a lot of folks will say that this is the best release from this brand, like this lineup I should say. Guerlain L'Homme Idéal Extrême. There is tobacco, leather, heliotrope, which adds that powdery nuance. You're gonna get plum, almond, and more. Fantastic. This stuff is sexy, but mature. Just, oh my lord. This is my wife's, like one of my wife's favorite from my entire collection. Next one came out in 2013, and unfortunately, the entire catalog, like every single fragrance that this company has put out is discontinued. You can still get some here and there, not this one. This is gonna go for a pretty penny. And you guys have labeled me the Ferrari guy, but that's gonna be Ferrari Leather Essence. If you like leather, more of a suede sort of thing with a ton of spices, you're gonna get that cinnamon with a whole lot of cloves. If you like cloves, this is one that you're gonna like. Throw in some cedar, but also some gaiac wood, and that's what it is. It's just a very, very warm, spicy scent with suede, not leather in my opinion, just suede and woods. Bad boy, most certainly, but this can also be worn with a suit and tie. Next fragrance came out in 2002 or 2003. This brand is perfect for the young guys out there, and this is a very inexpensive fragrance that might be a little bit too old for some of you young guys, but if you haven't gotten your nose on it, I highly suggest you do, because this stuff here is definitely sexy. There's a lot of sex appeal to it. Diesel's Zero Plus Masculine. This is a warm, spicy scent with like saffron, nutmeg, cinnamon, cardamom, anise. The anise, I believe, gives off that Coca-Cola vibe, because this is like Coca-Cola with warm spices. There is vanilla, there is violet and heliotrope that does add that powdery nuance, and it is quite aromatic. This is a night out scent. It's a banger, super sexy for you young guys up there. Next fragrance, oh my god, I was not expecting to like this one this much, and it was really hard to just choose one from this brand, because they got some great like fall, autumn, winter fragrances, but I had to go with something a little bit more classy from the brand of Hugo Boss. Boss Bottled Oud Saffron. Now this is not original. This smells like other fragrances out there, but it's the extra saffron in this. So you're gonna get oud, a westerner's take. You're gonna get rose, some sort of like labdanum or amber, along with that saffron. This is very gentlemanly. One of the best from Hugo Boss, like the entire catalog. And Hugo Boss has a whole lot. If you're looking for, like if you are looking for something that's a little bit different from their other releases, that may not be all that different when it comes to other fragrances, I'm just talking out of my ass because I'm struggling. Again, this is a long video. Y'all better appreciate this, and y'all better give this one a thumbs up. But this is a great scent for the gentleman out there. A mature, classy gentleman. Whew, this one here, oh my god. Super spicy, super sexy. Ferragamo. No, it is not F Black. I am the original hype man for that. But this one, I believe, came out in 2012 or 2013 from their luxury line, Ferragamo's luxury line, La Commedia. This is nutmeg, cardamom, paprika. The paprika is front and center. It's like the most prominent note, in my opinion, with vetiver and gaiac wood. It's a super spicy, like me, I'm super spicy, super sassy, with a lot of woods. This is marketed as a unisex fragrance. This leans more towards the guys than anything. And I also gotta state, this is the EDT concentration. There is an EDP concentration. They pretty much smell the same. Next one, oh my god. This stuff got a lot of hype back in the day. Unfortunately, it's been reformulated. YSL 2009 or 2008 release, La Nuit de l'Homme. This is the original formulation thanks to Joe Anthony. This only gets used here and there, special occasions. This is just super sexy. There's iris, there's lavender, there's cardamom, caraway, vetiver, cedar, and I feel like there's a little bit of like a cacao vanillic accord to it. I do get that cacao, like that like chocolatey vanilla sort of feel. There is a little sweetness to it. Maybe it's the cardamom, because cardamom does add like a warmer spicy feel, but at the same time can add a little bit of sweetness. This is super sexy. Next one, unfortunately, is discontinued, and oh God, I wish they did not do it, because this entire lineup, their Middle Eastern take, Calvin Klein. Why? Calvin Klein Euphoria Amber Gold. This stuff, it definitely has that Middle Eastern feel, but it's very westernized. There's the leather, there's the incense, there is some woods, sage, honey, and amber. Fantastic. Super sexy. That honey adds something a little bit different, but the warm spices and the amberness, it's a 10 out of 10. Calvin Klein, why? Why did you discontinue this? Next one came out in 2004, super classy, but it does have that bad boy side, more classy than anything. Barbados, the original. Now I could have gone with the vintage. You can't go wrong with either or. This one is just a little bit better in my opinion, a little bit more mass appealing because it has plum. Well, I feel like it has plum. I could have sworn that years ago plum was listed as no, but there's like dates, there's tamarind, so it is a little bit sweeter and a little bit more fruitier. That makes it a little bit more mainstream, easier to wear than the vintage. There's vanilla, leather, amber, and so on. I think olibanum as well, I might be wrong. But just sweet, dark, ambery, warm, spicy, fruity, fantastic. Next fragrance from the brand of Kenneth Cole, and that's gonna be Serenity. Now this is a unisex scent. It's marketed as a unisex scent, and it is a little unisex, but it does dive a little bit more, or I should say it leans a little bit more towards the guys out there. So you're gonna get vanilla, ladamum, there's some booze, pepper, sandalwood, and peach. The peach and the vanilla are what add a little bit of a unisex feel. You are gonna get the sandalwood, you're gonna get that boozy nuance, along with that woody amber. So it's pretty much just an ambery woody with some sweet vanilla and a little bit of peach. The peach is like, if you're not paying attention, you're not gonna get it, all right? But this is just a night out scent. Next one is gonna be Gucci Guilty Eau de Parfum. This stuff is actually really good. It's more fall than winter, but if you wanna wear it in the wintertime, by all means. But I really like this one because it has red chili peppers. It also has a balsamic vinegar, which those two notes does add something very different. So there's also lavender, rose, cedar, and orange blossom. This is a very classy fragrance, very gently, nothing bad boy. This is like a very versatile fragrance, dressing it down, sense of style, all the way to a tuxedo. Next one, Cheapy Lacoste, and that's gonna be Lacoste Pomme, launched in 2002. When I came into this community, this was actually talked about a lot. This one is very different than a lot of their other fragrances from this brand, because generally they put out like freshies, mass appealing stuff. This is, I would say, a little mass appealing, but it's a little bit daring. You're gonna get plum and rum. Think of plum soaking in rum overnight. There's apple, there's vanilla, sandalwood with cinnamon and caraway. It's very, very nice, and it's very under the radar nowadays because, you know, it's an older scent. But I also believe that Jeremy Fragrance hyped this one up maybe about like 5 or 6 years ago. Next one, launched in 2019. The bottle itself is a great collector's item. It's gonna stand out on your dresser, but the scent itself is what matters, and it's actually quite classy. Moschino's Toy Boy. Now you would not really think that this is a classy sort of fragrance just because it's a teddy bear, but there's a rose, there's cloves, there's different spices, sandalwood with some resins. This is pretty much just a rosy scent with warm spices, resins, and some woods. There is that like that balsamic-y feel, but very classy, very gently. Next one was launched in 2016, and I only got into this brand because of Chris from Scentland, the Picasso of Fragcom. You can't deny that Chris is the Picasso of Fragcom. The guy is just amazing. But that's gonna be Trussardi Uomo Red. This one here has nutmeg, cognac, geranium, leather, patchouli, clary sage, and more. It's pretty much just like a boozy leather with some nutmeg and some patchouli. It's bad boy, but classy. Next one's gonna be from Armani. And with Armani, it's very hard to just limit it down to one fragrance because they have so many great options, but I'm gonna have to go with the original Code. 2004 release. Again, very hard to just narrow it down, but you can't go wrong with the original. A lot of people say go with the Code, like the Code Parfumo or like the EDP one. I get it. This is an EDT one, but when it came out, like these are both travel sprays. I don't need a full bottle, and even like with a full bottle, you're spending for the name itself. But with this one here, there's like Gaiac wood, there's tonka bean, lavender, there's lemon, tobacco, and anise. You're gonna get that signature tonka bean that's in pretty much every single Code out there. And this is just a signature scent for so many guys out there, like just the common consumer. If you are deep into your journey like I am, a lot of people are not gonna reach for this, but for me, this just has a lot of sentimental value. This one was actually launched in 2004, and it's a little harder to come by, but you could still get it here and there, and I'm sure that you can get it at like Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, south of the border. Perry Ellis M. This pretty much is Chanel Allure Homme, but it's like pretty much just on a budget. Allure Homme, even the reformulated one, I really do, but this stuff is great as well. So woods, warm spices, musk, vanilla, super sexy, but classy. This is more gentlemanly than bad boy, but like M. And I stated this in my video so many years ago, cringe. M stands for because that's what the ladies are gonna say. Next one, unfortunately, the entire lineup has been discontinued. Mugler. A lot of people love Mugler, and they love this because this has a bit of a cult following. Pure Havane. This stuff, 10 out of 10. When I see this bottle, I'm pretty much picturing George, the Fragrance Apprentice. George, the most creative, brilliant guy, genius in this community. When it comes to channel-wise, I'm not subscribed, and I'm saying it on camera. I'm not subscribed to a lot of guys anymore. I'm not with the influencer culture. George is not the influencer type, but George is just so goddamn creative. This one here has that typical patchouli. It also has honey, it's got tobacco, and it's got like other notes. I think vanilla as well. And it also has that amber. I just looked at my notes. Just utterly delicious, fantastic. Mugler, the brand, if you're watching, if you want to do Terry Mugler, if you want his memory to live on, bring back all of these fragrances, the entire lineup. They have a cult following, especially this one here. Next one is going to be from the brand of Azzaro. It was a toss-up between Visit, but this one here, Wanted by Night. If I did not have this one in this video, a lot of you guys would say, hey man, you're missing this. This is just a little bit different than Visit. Visit was launched in 2003. This was actually launched in like 2017, 2018. But it's just sexier. It's bad boy, but it's classy. It's just more playful than Visit. Visit is just a mature, gentlemanly fragrance that does have that bad boy feel, but I just feel like age-wise, this is just ageless. There's like a lot of wood. So there's like leather, cedar, there's vanilla, cinnamon, tobacco, and cumin. A warm, spicy, seductive scent with some leather, some tobacco, and woods. Fantastic. Oh, guys, I'm struggling. So I'm doing everything in one take. So right now, 40 minutes long without a break. That says something. So that's dedication. Next one is a cheapie from the brand of Guess. With Guess, it's hard to limit it down to one, but I'm gonna have to go with Seductive Red. So this one here has lemon zest, kumquat, it's got cinnamon, vanilla, cedar, and leather. It's a great night out scent. More young than anything. So this is actually super sexy for the young bucks out there. Next one, super classic, came out in 2018, and that's gonna be Rojas Mustache EDP. Now, the original 1949 release, I gotta get my nose on that one. I was not going to smell this one because I wasn't sure if it was gonna be like super vintage. Like, I'm sure like the first one is. I want to try it, but I'm kind of like scared to. This stuff has like benzoin, amber, vanilla, cinnamon or some sort of warm spice with rose. This is pretty much just YSL tuxedo on a budget. This is super classy, very gentlemanly. Next one, discontinued, but you can still get it here and there. You might be able to get it at some of those mom and pop type of stores, and that's what rushed it, because this was a gift from him. Super sexy, from the brand of Prada, 2011 release, Prada Intense Amber, Prada Amber Intense, I should say. A lot of amber, myrrh, vanilla, sandalwood, patchouli, musk, and like some sort of warm spice. Cap unfortunately came off. It's in here, so, but I could smell it. Very ambery, woody, and warm spicy. Super sexy, masculine, a little bad boy, but most certainly gentlemanly. Next one was Hyped to Death by Jeremy Fragrance, and I get it. Mont Blanc Individuel, launched in 2003 or 2004. So it has like vanilla, sandalwood, raspberry, cinnamon, lavender. It's pretty much just like, what is it? Creed Original Santal. But this is the original Creed Swagger Jacked Mont Blanc. This is just Creed Original Santal on a budget. Get this one, not Creed. Next one, unfortunately, I believe is discontinued, but you could probably pick it up here and there. The name itself, I'm just gonna read it because it's from Issey Miyake. Issey Miyake, you need to see Pulse of the Night. There's a lot going on when it comes to these names. There's some of these fragrances, the names are just way too long, but this has a nice vanilla that does sweeten it up a little bit, but this is very much a very dark and deep fragrance. Because there is leather, there is sandalwood, there's incense, amber, patchouli, and maybe a little bit more. Lots of amber, incense, patchouli, and a little vanilla. Bad boy, but very gently at the same time. We're down to the final 6. We're actually at 50 minutes right now without a break, and I'm not looking forward to the editing, but I got a little bit of an energy kick because we're coming down. But next one is going to be Boucheron's Jaipur Pour Homme Eau de Toilette. EDT concentration, launched in 1998. This one here is gentlemanly, not bad boy, but gentlemanly with a bit of a playful touch. This does have warm spices, whether it's cinnamon and nutmeg. It's definitely a little bit warm spicy. You're gonna get vanilla, benzoin. There's tonka bean and cedar. There is a little bit of a powdery undertone as well, but this is pretty much like a warm, spicy, ambery, vanillic sort of scent. Tuxedo, but at the same time, you could dress it down, have that sense of style. Next one, 2014 release, super masculine. Unfortunately, discontinued, but you can probably get it here and there. Bulgarian Man in Black. This stuff, spicy, boozy. It's got some leather, tobacco, and a lot of woods. Leather jacket is what I'm picturing. Leather jacket, but tuxedo. Very versatile. Next one, fantastic. Not original, but fantastic. Valentino Uomo Intense. So with this one here, there's like iris, tonka bean, leather, and vanilla. This is pretty much a carbon copy of Dior. Valentino Swagger Jacked Dior. But this stuff here is a modern day gentleman scent. Very gently. Tuxedo all the way down to a sense of fashion. Next one, let's go with a fragrance that's very similar to this one here, scent-wise, but just a little bit different, yet not original. Givenchy Gentleman Reserve Privé. This is very much like this, but throw in some whiskey and a little bit of chestnut. Fantastic. Very gentlemanly. You're gonna get some iris, you're gonna get some woods, some vanilla, with a bit of a powdery undertone. Delicious, sexy, classy, fantastic. We are down to the last 2. Unfortunately, next one, launched in 2015, limited release, hard to get, but just a work of art. Ralph Lauren Polo Supreme Leather. This is pretty much leather, honey with some warm spices. Saffron, nutmeg, and cardamom, I believe it is. Sweet, leathery. That sweetness comes from that honey, and it's a silky type of honey with warm spices. Absolutely gorgeous and delicious. And last but not least, super badass, super classy, very masculine, and it's inexpensive and probably like the longest lasting, one of the longest lasting fragrances in this list. So why not finish it off with a bang? Bentley for Men Absolute. This stuff here is pretty much pencil shavings with amber and warm spices. Very, very woody though. With this one here, there's like cedar, sandalwood, there's olibanum, amber, ginger, papyrus, pink pepper, and so on. Black t-shirt, leather jacket, all the way to a tuxedo. So we're finishing this video off with a bang. Bentley Absolute for Men. And guys, that is it. We are at almost an hour. An hour. If you have made it through this video, and it's not going to be an hour with all the editing, and there's probably not going to be a lot of visuals, just to keep the video short. But if you made it through this entire video, I thank you so very much. If you like this very video, please leave me one of these. It would really mean the world to me. I'm really hoping that the views are there, because the work that I put into this one here, even though there's not going to be a lot of edits or visuals, the time that it took to make this list, take everything out, organize it. If you have made it through the whole video, I thank you so very much. If you want to see more detailed reviews, and I understand that this was very short, they will all be down in the description box below, just in case you want to check those out. I talked about the majority of these, not all of them. I believe that the only one that I haven't talked about is this one here. Video is in the works though. What videos to watch next after this long ass video? And again, if you made it, thank you. Because this is autumn and winter, I'm gonna give you autumn designer and winter designer right here. And again, guys, if you like this very video, please leave me one of these. Thank you for your time, take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.